Hello, fellow travelers. This is Veronica from Human Design Journey with the series about the channels. And we get to the channel of curiosity, a design of the searcher. It's part of the sensing circuit group, it's collective, abstract, and it's a projected channel. Needs to be recognized and invited to share its energy of stimulating with new ideas and ways of seeing things, focused on sharing with others the truths of personal experience. So we have here the gate 11, peace, ideas, in the ajna, and the 56th gate, the wanderer, stimulation. So we have here the searcher and the seeking, which motivates. It's the search itself which motivates. And looking for a good story and to tell a good story. This is the storyteller. And they have the ability to make interpretation of the past and share it. In the form of an idea. What is important for these people to understand is that not every idea has to be told in a first, like from I perspective, from really experiencing it yourself. You're here to stimulate others. It's a projected channel. It needs to be recognized and invited, not necessarily the doer of those ideas. And especially if you have here, depending on your design, of course, if you don't have connection to motor, those ideas are just stimulus. These people thrive on ideas, and sometimes they're completely irrelevant. Exactly like when you look on the other side at the 1762, which wants to organize everything. They don't necessarily know how to organize everything, but they want to. And the 1156, it has all these ideas, which are not necessarily practical. They can dream about playing football on Mars or starting a farm in the Rocky Mountains or whatever. Those are just ideas, and they're here to stimulate others, to be outer authority for others. Of course, here we have history, the interpretation of history, and the aha moment comes when they spark an idea. It's important not always to be call for action for yourself. As I just said, it's simply the fact that you want a new experience. And there may be many interpretations afterwards of those experiences. When you talk to somebody about sharing your past, it will be different past, right? And we're here to share this past and stimulate others with the lessons we learned and with what can be experienced. The abstract process in its capacity to store and to look at the past and become wise from the past, and not lose the lessons of the past, giving us a foundation to stand on. That's why we say we stand on the shoulders of our parents. We don't start from zero. We don't start from scratch. We step on the past. We step on the foundation of the past. And those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it, right? And yet, the past doesn't stand on clarity necessarily. It's the interpretation of somebody of the past. It can be a politician or a servant who brings the past in the way that the ruling party or the ruler wanted them to. So the past is always an interpretation of someone. mm, to make interpretation of the past and share it with us is abstract. It's not necessarily a pattern, as is in the logic process. Mm, Here, the interpretations are different. And even nowadays, when we look at the news and one thing comes out and there are like thousands of interpretations, and it becomes quite difficult to navigate in this net and web of interpretations, right? So you need to make your research. You need to find a common ground. You need to check the different sources in order to come up with your interpretation of the news. Um, Here, it's the voice which says, "Do you remember yesterday? Do you remember the past? Do you remember the history?" Um, and it is a process which it can come in style and creativity and be magical, in the way you tell things and interpret things and put things together and evaluate those stories, and give the possibility whether a new idea can spring out of that, the sequence of ideas, and weaving the story in such a way that it entertains the audience and it gives a lesson in interpreting your viewpoint of the past. Mm, Whether you take it or not, makes it true for you or not. But the point is the stimulation with ideas, the stimulation of the mental process. The stories are to be shared, collected, and stored for reflection by the future generations as well, and interpreting um, the process of human experiential way of the human uniqueness, and to share this perspective through stimulating social commentary and analysis. Uh, Basically, it weaves the story. The curiosity here is what drives the seeker to search for experiences which later, when they're finished, they can look at and see what everything was for, as is in the entire abstract process. And to be in peace with those ideas, to let the wanderer stimulate with the process of sharing, not necessarily trying to bring into reality everything unless it's correct. The design of a searcher um, is what this channel is called. And indeed, it is searching for its own perfection. Those are people who can go to many courses, try different things, and keep on searching and searching. And it's the way which stimulates them. It's not exactly the result. And yet they look like devoted searchers. Ra has this story, I think, or in the I Ching. This person looks like the most devoted God disciple, looking for God and searching for God and truly immersing in the process. And then he finds finally God, and God thinks, "Oh wow, that's my most devoted disciple and follower. And then the next day, the person wakes up and thinks, oh, I now found God. Let me find now the devil, or let me find the other side. And after that, it will be, oh, let me find something new. So it's the search which motivates them to keep going the search for something new, a new experience, which will bring a new wisdom. But at the end, they're searching for their own perfection. And talking about projector channel, it's focused on a specific sphere where you can get in great detail and become a authority in that search, being there, done that in a way. And when you're recognized for your skills of collecting and storing history and interpreting those stories and invited to share, you can be really stimulating for the others, for them to come up with, the curiosity for the unknown and for the new experience. So this is a very interesting channel. They can be real gunslingers and talk one idea after the other with no apparent logic there. Of course, it's the abstract process. Real verbal gunslinger. And you don't have space to say anything in between. And what can be frustrating is that there is no real practical value of all these ideas. They're just ideas. If it's the right timing, they'll stimulate us. If it's not, then it's merely taken as verbal, non-stop sharing of ideas. When the projector is not invited, it can bring bitterness to them and frustration in the others. So the wisdom here is to wait for the right timing, recognition, and invitation to speak and stimulate. This is Veronica from Human Design Journey with the series about the channels. If you would like to comment, if you have this channel or you know somebody with that channel, or you just have some wisdom you would like to share regarding the sensing circuit or the 1156 channel, Ajna to Throat, please do that. Would you like to comment under the video, like, subscribe, visit my other social channels, humandesignjourney.com, or Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok with the same name, Human Design Journey. I'll be glad to share myself with you. I'm an abstract being with two of my channels being abstract, one logical, sharing as it's part of the collective circuit, but all three of those channels. So I love to share. And I would be glad to know if it was useful for you. So please comment. It will make me very happy. Would you like to? Bye for now.